sitting, if you need to, if you're quite tight in your hips, and I've said this before, feel free to use some blocks, books, pillows, anything that you can use to lift yourself out of the floor. If you're quite tight in your hips, and it tends to be hip flexors, this area here, if you're quite tight there and you find it a little bit uncomfortable in sitting, either with legs crossed or long frog, then you need to lift yourself out of the floor to take the strain out of your hips, because it's just where they're a little bit tight and they're struggling. So grab as many blocks or pillows as you need to sit yourself on. So I've got 2 blocks here. You might want more, you might want less. Don't worry about how much you need, because hopefully as you practice and things become a little bit looser, you can gradually take blocks away and maybe eventually come to the floor, but we're all different. So I've got 2 blocks. I'm going to sit with my legs crossed, but you could possibly sit in a long frog position and open up the hips, or you could even sit with the feet out in front, folding the knees slightly, and that's quite a nice position if you are tight in the hips. Then feel free to give that position a try. So a few options there for sitting before we start off. So getting yourself wherever feels comfortable for you. I'm just still in the camera slightly, haven't chopped my head off. So just take a moment to settle. Feel equal weight on the sitting bones, lengthening up through the spine. Take a couple of deep breaths in through the nose, and out through the mouth. Just release through the shoulders, let them draw down the back. Feel that you're lengthened up through the spine. Almost feel that you're lifting out of the floor. Gently engaging the abdominals. And we're just going to start with some nice gentle movement through the head and the neck. So with your next breath out, just start to nod the head, chin drawing down towards the chest. And then breathing in as you take the head up and look towards the ceiling, opening up the throat. And we're going to combine our head roll as well here. So bring yourself back to the center when you're ready. And now just turn the head and look over one shoulder, bringing it back to the center, and same to the other side. And we are going to repeat that again. So come to the center, we're going to nod the head first, bringing the head up and looking towards the ceiling, bringing the head back to the center and looking over one shoulder, back to the center and looking over the opposite shoulder. And let's just do that one more time. Just breathing through the movement as you nod, taking the head up, opening the throat, coming back to the center and looking over each shoulder. Just mobilizing through the neck, loosening off slightly this morning, and bring it back to the center. We'll work into the shoulders now, a lovely movement called windows. So it works through quite a lot of range in the shoulders. We're going to start by just floating those arms up about shoulder height and shoulder width apart, with the palms facing down towards the floor. We start off drawing the elbows back nice and wide. So feel that you really open up across the chest and almost feel that you squeeze the shoulder blades together on your back. And now rotating the shoulders so the palms face forward, and then reaching up above the head towards the ceiling and floating it back down to bring the arms back to shoulder height. And again, we're going to draw those elbows wide, open the chest and squeeze the shoulder blades, rotate so the palms face forward, reach up towards the ceiling and float it back to the start position. Well done. So we breathe in, draw it wide, Breathing out as we rotate. Breathing in as we reach up. And breathing out as we float back to shoulder height. 3 more. So moving as much as you can in the shoulders. And especially as you reach up, just watch that you're not lifting the shoulders up around your ears. Just go as far as you can. One more to go. And this time, float those arms all the way down and they can rest. Well done. Coming into our spine twist. So a couple of options again with positioning. You can stay on your blocks if you need to. Taking the legs out in front now. So if you can, take the legs out, fully extend them, and just flex your feet, so pull the toes towards you. So if that's a little bit uncomfortable, you could try rolling up a towel as thick as you want, maybe roll 2 up together, and you can use it a bit like a bolster. If you've maybe got a pillow like this, you could use it, and just slide it underneath the back of your knees. So it's giving you a little bit of flexion and lift out of the floor, and it's taking a little bit of strain out of your hips. If, again, that doesn't work and you're still feeling quite tight, you could, again, just bring the feet in and fold the knees, okay? And you can still do a spine twist in that position. So again, play with it, find what feels comfortable. So wherever you feel you can work, if you can, legs out and flex the feet. We're going to take the arms out, palms facing down. If you're limited for space, come to a Cossack position if you need to. So sitting nice and tall, lifting out of the hips, taking a breath in and breathing out as we twist gently round to one side, like we're scanning the room. Breathing in as you come back to the center. Breathing out as we twist to the opposite side. 4 more. Breathing into the center. Breathing out as we twist. Feel a sense of lengthening and lifting as you twist. Try and avoid leaning back. Try and avoid moving your head separately. You're moving in one unit all the way as far as you can. Coming back to the center when you're ready. Just take the arms down for a moment. You could stay in this position if you need to, but coming into an exercise called saw, we need to take the legs out if you can. As wide as you feel comfortable. Again, legs down, feet flexed, or use pillows or bolsters underneath each knee, or fold and bring the feet in slightly closer. So again, you are taking the strain out of your hips. So wherever it feels comfortable again, play with it if you need to. Taking those arms out. So this time we're combining a twist with a little bit of flexion. So we're thinking about little finger towards opposite little toe. So we're going to twist first, and then we're going to reach down and across, little finger to toe, restack the spine and come back to the center. Same to the opposite side. We twist, reach down and across towards little toe, restack the spine and twist back to the center. Breathing in as you twist, breathing out as you reach down. Breathing in to restack, breathe out to come to the center. Let's keep it going. Reaching as far as you can. Let's do one more on each side. You don't have to reach the toe, that's just where you're aiming. Really feel that you lift out of the hips each time as you restack the spine. Bringing it to the center. And take the arms down. Have a little roll of the shoulders there if you need to. You can bring those legs in. Now, if you're not sat to the end of your mat, we're just going to do a little shimmy round to the edge. Again, you can stay on your blocks if you need to. And we're going to come into the roll back in a moment. So a little tip, if you struggle, you could sit on 2 blocks. And if you've got enough, maybe books with you, you could lay them out so that you've got a little bit more support for the back of your pelvis.
as you roll back. So maybe line them up if they're hopefully about the same height. You sit on one edge. So as you come into the roll back in a moment, you've got a little bit more support here. You're not coming all the way down to the floor, and it supports the back of your pelvis and the hips. So try that as well. Maybe line up a couple of books, a couple of pillows, and that could possibly help, okay? So sitting on something if needed. Taking those legs out in front again. Again, you could use a bolster behind the back of your knees. And again, you could bring the feet in and fold the knees towards you if you need to. So this is the position I think a few people found quite challenging for hips. So if you need to, bring those legs in because it takes the strain out of the hips. So if the legs are down, flex the feet, pull the toes towards you. Feel that you are lifting out of the hips, lengthening up through the spine, taking those arms out in front. Shoulder height, shoulder width, palms facing down. So we're going to start nice and small with our rock back. So on the in-breath, think about trying to tuck your tail under, tucking the chin and gently rounding the spine into your C curve. And as you breathe out, just rocking back slightly through the pelvis. You don't need to go too far, maintaining that C curve. Breathing in as you start to roll yourself back up. Feel that you lift up and out of the hips. And as you breathe out, reach yourself over the legs into spine stretch. So reaching over the toes. Hold it there as you breathe in. And breathing out as you re-stack the spine growing tall. So again, breathing into C curve. Breathing out as you just gently rock back, not too far. Breathing in as you start to roll yourself back up. Lift out of the hips as you breathe out and reach over the legs. Let's do 2 more. Restack. Coming into C curve. Gently rock back. Roll yourself up. Feel that you lift yourself up and out of the hips and reach over the legs. Keep your arms parallel to the floor. 1 more. Lovely. We're going to do 4 more. See if we can take it back a little bit further. So this is where you might want to have blocks or pillows behind you to give you a little bit more support. So again, breathing into C curve. Breathing out, and this time, see if you can roll back a little bit further. Maybe just feel the lower back and the back of the rib cage maybe touch the floor. Breathing in again as we start to roll ourselves back up. Lift up and out of the hips. Breathe out as you reach over the legs into spine stretch. Breathing in and out as we restack the spine. 3 more at this level if you can. Coming into C curve, rolling it back as far as you feel comfortable, really using those deep abdominals. Rolling back up, feel that you lift yourself up and out of the hips and reach over the legs. 2 more. So if you need to, if you're feeling it in the hips, don't go back as far. Bend those knees slightly. Try and keep the legs nice and heavy. Restack when you're ready. We're going to do 4 more again. See if you can take it into a full roll up now. So quite challenging to come all the way back to the floor. If you're on blocks, you may need to come off now at this point. So again, breathing into C curve. Breathing out, taking it back. Stop wherever you need to. If you can, work it all the way back to the floor. Taking the arms back over your head into ribcage closure. And then floating the arms back up as you breathe in. Breathing out, tuck the chin, try and roll yourself all the way up from the floor. Legs heavy,
Lift yourself up and reach over the legs again into spine stretch. Breathing in and out as you restack. 3 more. So see if you can flow yourself into that roll back. If you can, take it all the way to the floor, but if that's too challenging, stay at a lower level if you need to. Tucking the chin if you're rolling up from the floor like you would do for a curler. If you are coming all the way back, it's a big challenge for those abdominals to come all the way from the floor, and also it's very challenging for the hips. Try and keep the legs down. Try and avoid throwing yourself up from the floor, coming up through the center. Let's make this the last one, and this time you can come all the way back to the floor and you can stay there. So taking it back this time, bringing yourself all the way back. You're going to stay on the floor, so floating the arms back over your head into ribcage closure. Just take a nice deep breath in there. As you breathe out, you can float the arms all the way down by your side and tuck the feet in towards you. Coming into our relaxation position. Well done. Okay, so a little bit of rest for those hips now. So feet and knees about hip width apart and in parallel, and just find your neutral spine and your neutral pelvis. So just take a moment to settle. Feel a little bit of weight tucked towards the tailbone and the natural curve in your lower back. Take a couple of deep breaths into the rib cage, and as you exhale, feel that you're gently engaging the abdominals, supporting the spine and supporting your alignment. And we're going to come back to windows that we did in sitting, so mobilizing in the shoulders. We're going to start off with the arms just above the chest, palms facing away from you, about shoulder width apart. So just like we did in sitting, we start by drawing the elbows back down towards the floor, so we open up across the chest. Rotating the shoulders so the palms face up towards the ceiling, and then reach the arms back, and just go careful that you don't lift through the rib cage as you take the arms over the head, and then float those arms back up to the start position. So we draw the elbows wide down towards the floor, rotate so the palms face up towards the ceiling, reach the arms back over the head and float the arms back up to the start. Breathing in as you come out wide, breathing out as you rotate, breathing in as you reach back, and breathing out as you float up. Let's do 3 more of these. Again, a really lovely movement for those shoulders. If you're struggling to keep the rib cage down, don't take the arms quite as close to the floor. So hover them off the floor slightly if you need to. One more. And floating the arms all the way down now to rest down by your side and finish that last one. And now we're going to focus on gradually mobilizing the spine. So this is a really lovely way of getting the spine moving, especially in the mornings, kind of releasing and working through. So we're going to do a very gradual spine curl. We're going to start nice and small and eventually work our way up to a full spine curl. So just make sure that the feet aren't too far away, hip width and parallel in our neutral spine and pelvis. And we're just going to start with a pelvic tilt. So taking a breath, and as you breathe out, just gently tilt the pelvis towards you. Feel your lower back imprint the floor. Hold it there, take a breath in, and breathing out as you release and bring yourself back to neutral. This time we're going to peel off a little bit further. So again, breathing in and out. Tilt through the pelvis again.
but this time feel that you peel off the floor a little bit further. So maybe feel the back of your pelvis just leave the floor. Hold it there, breathing in and out as we come back down and return to neutral. And again, breathing in and out. Start by tilting the pelvis, peeling off the floor a little bit further again. Breathing in and out as we come back down and return to neutral. And we're just going to keep going. So each time, feel that you peel off the floor a little bit further. So we're just gradually working the spine off the floor. And we'll do this as many times as needed, just to bring ourselves all the way towards a full spine curl. So this is a really nice way of trying to mobilize, work into each vertebra of the spine. And you're also gradually opening up the hips a little bit more each time as well. So feel that you're starting to edge off the mat a little bit more, coming towards the back of your rib cage. Spreading the feet. So we're starting to edge up towards the shoulder blades. Making sure that you do return back to neutral each time before you peel off again. So you might now be edging towards a full spine curl. If you're already there, that's fine. You can do a couple of full spine curls if you're there. So peeling away. You may now have reached that full spine curl, so let's just do a couple more here. Peeling the spine, working bone by bone. That lovely sequential movement to mobilize the spine. Lovely. Bringing it back down when you're ready, returning yourself to neutral. And we're now going to combine our spine curls and our curl ups together, which is a really lovely way to mobilize the spine. So these are known as waves. We're going to take the hands behind the head like we would do normally for a curl up. So hands behind the head and elbows in the corner of your eyes, drawing down through the back of your rib cage, and pelvis is still settled in neutral. So we're going to start with the spine curl. So like we would do normally, taking a breath, breathing out, tilting through the pelvis like you've just done, and peeling yourself away from the floor, coming into your full spine curl, lifting the hips, standing into the feet. Now taking a breath in, and as you breathe out, start to work your way down. Feel the back of the rib cage coming into the floor. Start to tuck the chin towards the chest and curl yourself up as the pelvis comes down and settles into neutral. So now you're in curl up. Taking a breath in and breathing out as you start to work your way down, tilting through the pelvis to spine curl off the floor again. So as the head comes down, the hips come up into spine curl. Again, breathing in and out, working down from your spine curl, tucking the chin towards the chest, start to curl yourself up as the pelvis comes down and into neutral. So try and flow the two movements together. As the head comes down, the hips come up, we peel away into spine curl. And as we start to come down, the pelvis coming into the floor, the head comes up and we curl ourselves up. Let's do a couple more. So almost like you're massaging your spine into the floor and then peeling away. So we're going to finish on a curl up. So the next time that you come down and curl yourself up, we're going to hold it here. And we're now going to target the obliques and come into a gentle twist. So taking a breath and breathing out as you take left elbow towards right knee. So we gently twist across and look towards the outside of the right knee. Breathing in as we come back to the center and breathing out as we twist across to the opposite side. Breathing into the center, breathing out as you twist. So feel that the shoulders come into the floor and then peeling one shoulder blade away as you twist. Keep elbows in the corner of your eyes and the chin tucked towards your chest. Try and stay nice and stable through the pelvis. One more on each side. Bringing it to the center, breathing out as you work your way down and return yourself to the floor. So if you would like to, feel free to stay at that level. Keep your feet on the floor. This time, if you can, we're going to take it into the full crisscross movement now, targeting those obliques a little bit more. So we're going to float the legs into double knee fold, first of all. So one leg at a time, floating up into double knee fold. Just check your alignment before you curl yourself up. Taking a breath in, breathing out, tuck the chin and curling yourself up. Stable through the pelvis. You could keep the legs still if you want to, or we're going to add a leg stretch. So taking a breath, breathing out, elbow towards opposite knee and send the opposite leg away. Breathing in as you return to the center, breathing out to the opposite side. Breathing into the center, breathing out to the opposite side. Take the feet to the floor if you need to, if it's a little bit too challenging. Aiming for 10. We should have 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring yourself to the center. Upper body down first when you're ready. And the legs one at a time and back into neutral. Let's take the hands away from behind your head. Take the arms out a little bit wider into almost a V shape. Palms facing up towards the ceiling. And you can bring your feet and your knees together, ready for a hip roll. So a really nice movement to release after lots of abdominal work and a nice rotation for the spine. So feet, knees and inner thighs connected. Relax through the shoulders. Taking a breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to lift one side of the pelvis and start to roll the hips and the knees over. Keeping the legs stacked and the feet on top of each other. And we're going to hold it there. Take a breath in and breathing out as we return to the center, bringing the side of the pelvis back down into the floor. Same to the other side. Breathing in and out as we roll. Feel that you're lengthening the top leg away to help increase the stretch. Holding it and then returning to the center. Let's do one more on each side. Keep the shoulders down, the arms relaxed. And bringing it to the center now when you're ready. So we're going to use the hip roll to transition ourselves over into our side lying exercise. So you will need to grab yourself a pillow or a block if you prefer and place it, I might actually use a thicker block, and place it behind the back of your head because it needs to give you some support for when you roll yourself over onto your side. So a pillow or a block behind the back of your head. And obviously you're going to be mirroring me, so I will roll towards you and you will roll towards me. So we're going to roll ourselves over onto our side. So using the hip roll, take a breath, breathing out, start to lift one side of the pelvis, start to roll the hips and the knees, letting the head come with you, and the arm comes up and over, so you can roll yourself all the way over and onto your side. You might need to do a bit of adjusting with your pillow or your block underneath your head. So we're just going to set ourselves up now for chalk circles. So you can bring the feet forward slightly, come into more of a right angle there with the legs, have a little shimmy if needed. Block underneath your head, and if you feel you might need a little bit more lift out of the shoulder, maybe grab an extra pillow or block if needed. You want the shoulder underneath you and the arms stacked in front. So like we've done lots of times before, finding that little bit of lift in the underside to bring yourself into neutral. So we're coming into chalk circles, moving through the shoulder and the upper body. Anchor the legs down and try and avoid rolling back through the pelvis. So we're going to start off taking the arm up and over the head, circle it back behind you and let yourself move. Follow the arm but avoid the pelvis rolling, and bringing the arm all the way around over the legs and back to the start. 3 more in this direction. So we breathe in to start the circle, taking the arm up and over the head, circling it round behind you, breathing out as you finish the circle. So 2 more in this direction. Try and avoid the waist flattening into the floor, so keep that little bit of lift. And we'll change direction now when you're ready. So coming the other way, over the legs, round behind you, and up and over the head. Same pattern of breathing. Breathing in to start the circle, breathing out to finish the circle. Lovely, last one. And finish that last circle, well done. Now the other day, we used the hip roll again to transition and come onto the other side. But if you want to still be facing me, that's absolutely fine. You can just take a moment to sit yourself up and bring yourself round onto the opposite side. If you want to, you can roll yourself over and face the other way. That's absolutely fine. But I'll face you today. So just coming round onto the opposite side, bringing your block or your pillow with you. Bringing those legs again into that right angle, stacked on top of one another. Block or pillows underneath your head and those arms stacked in front. Try and make sure the shoulder is underneath you, not under your ear. And again, that little bit of lift in the underside, so we're not flat to the floor. And we're going to do our 4 circles again to start. So taking the arm up and over the head, taking it round behind you, circle all the way around, and coming over the top of the legs. So 3 more in this direction. Breathing in to start the circle. Breathing out to finish the circle. Letting head, neck and spine roll with you. Just avoid the pelvis rolling back and avoid flattening the waist into the floor. So keep that little bit of lift. Using those abdominals. And changing direction now when you're ready. 4 in the opposite direction. Same pattern of breathing. Lovely. And finishing your circles when you're ready and come back to the start position. Fantastic, well done. So from here we're going to transition around onto our front. So you can move your pillows and blocks out of the way, roll yourself round and onto your tummy. And I've slightly changed this from what we did on Monday to make it a little bit more simplified because the full version has a lot of instructions. So I've simplified it slightly. So, lying yourself onto your front. Legs can be together, lengthened out behind you. Hands, if you can, clasped behind your back and bring the hands up as far up the back as you can, and then just relax the arms and the elbows down towards the floor. Now, if this is uncomfortable, any issues in your shoulders, feel free to work with the arms down by your side, with the palms facing up, and you can come into a dart position that we've done before, where you extend and roll the palms in, and then come down and roll the palms up. It's a very similar movement, so that can be your alternative if needed. But if so, you can bring the hands together, bring them up the back, try and relax the elbows towards the floor. So head down. If you need to, maybe pop a small pillow or rolled up towel just underneath your forehead if you want a little bit of lift out of the floor there. And we're going to think about coming into extension as we send the hands down the back. So taking a breath in, and as you breathe out, start to send the hands down your back, extend, coming out through the top of your head, coming out of the floor into extension. Breathing in and out as you start to control yourself down, bringing the hands back up to settle in the back. And again, breathing in and out. Send the hands down the back. Roll the nose, lengthen out through the crown of the head and come into extension. Breathing in and out as we come back down, bringing those hands up the back. Let's do 3 more. Breathing in and out. Roll the nose, lengthen out through the top of the head. Send the hands down the back. Breathing in and out as you come back down. So if it is too much, go to the dart instead with the arms down by your side. Really feel that you're trying to lift the chest out of the floor, just coming towards the bottom of your rib cage. Finish your last one and bring it down to the floor. Now, you can continue there with just working the upper body, or now you can add the legs, and we're adding a double leg kick. So I'll quickly demonstrate these because there's a lot happening. So the legs will be together, just into a slight hover. We start to lift, fold the knees, and kick towards your bottom. 1, 2, 3. As you lengthen the legs away, send the hands down the back and come into your extension. We control it down, start to fold the legs in, kick towards your bottom. 1, 2, 3. Send the legs away and come back into your extension. Okay, so it's quite a lot happening. So if you want to, legs as well. Legs together, just coming into a small hover. Start to lift. Fold the knees, kick towards your bottom. 1, 2, 3. Lengthen the legs away, arms down the back, coming into extension. Breathing in and out. Coming down, fold the knees, kick towards your bottom. 1, 2, 3. Lengthen away and come back into extension. Almost a seesaw effect again. As you come down, the legs come in, kick. 1, 2, 3. As the legs lengthen away, the upper body comes out of the floor. 3 more if you can. Really try and zip the legs together as you send them away. Finish your last one. And you can lower the legs down, Relax the hands, take the arms down by your side. Whew, just let yourself settle for a moment. Tuck those hands in alongside your chest, and we will just lift and push ourselves back into our rest position from here. So when you're ready, just slowly start to bring yourself up. Sit yourself back to the heels. You can open up the knees if you need to. Prop yourself up with pillows. And just take a moment to sit yourself back. A nice release stretch after lots of extension. And taking some nice deep breaths, expanding into the back of the rib cage. And with your next breath out, let's just draw ourselves up onto the hands and onto the knees, coming into all fours. And we're going to come into some nice thoracic rotation, so threading the needle. So just organise hands under shoulders, knees under hips, lengthen through the spine, finding those natural curves, gently drawing in through the centre. So we're going to take one hand away and reach up towards the ceiling. Feel that you're pressing yourself out of the floor and try and avoid sinking backwards towards your heels. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, bring the arm down, thread it through and into rotation. Breathing in as we reach back up towards the ceiling, and breathing out as we thread the arm through. Two more. Breathing in, press the floor away and reach, and breathing out as you thread the arm through. One more on this side. Thread the arm through, and you can then place the hand back to the floor, and we'll do the same on the other side. So taking the hand away, reaching up towards the ceiling, taking a breath, breathing out, thread the arm through. Breathing in as we press the floor away, reach to the ceiling. Breathing out, thread the arm through. Two more. Breathing in. And out. Breathing in. And out. And let's place the hand back onto the floor. Again, just feel equal weight over the hands and over the knees. And we'll just come into a few cat stretches here just to release after lots of work through the spine. So let's take a breath. Breathing out as you tuck the tail down between the legs. Continue to curl through the spine. And bringing yourself into that nice long C curve into your cat stretch. Breathing in as you hold it there. And breathing out as we then unravel the spine and return ourselves back to neutral. And again, breathing in and out, tucking the tail, gently curling through the spine. Breathing in and out as we unravel. Let's just do a couple more here. Just this lovely movement through the spine. Really nice after lots of work. Finish your last one. Return the spine to neutral. You can tuck the toes under now as we just walk the hands in towards us. We're going to come slowly up into standing. So start to send the heels down, walk the hands in, and slowly start to roll yourself up through the spine. So we're going to come up to standing to finish. Rolling up slowly, stacking the spine, coming all the way up, settling into our neutral standing position. I'll just turn my camera so you'll be able to see me. And we're just going to finish with a couple of roll downs to really just balance off, finish mobilizing the spine this morning. So just settle yourself in standing. Feet about hip width and parallel. Feel that you're really lengthening up and out through the top of your head. Taking a breath in. And as you exhale, just nod the head. Let the shoulders roll forward and continue to roll down through the spine. Almost imagine that you're peeling yourself away from a wall, just gradually coming down through the spine, folding in the hips so you can reach towards the floor, keeping the knees nice and soft. Taking a breath in when you're ready. Breathing out as we start to roll back up, stack through the spine. Unfold the hips, stacking the pelvis, rib cage, and head on top. Let's do one more. Working your way up when you're ready. Slowly stacking up through the spine. Drawing the shoulders back. Bringing the head on top of the spine and lengthening up towards the ceiling. And just take a moment to really feel that you've grown a little bit taller. You're lifting out of your hips and out of your feet. Spreading the toes. And just take a couple of nice deep breaths to finish. Well done. We are finished this morning. Thank you very much as always.